So we've all been in the weight room with the coach or trainer, and we just went way too hard. And as soon as you get done, you can't walk straight, you can't think straight, you can't lift anything. Just everything is so. You can't even sit on the toilet right just because your butt is so sore from squatting or whatever you did with your legs that day. And so that soreness that you feel is called DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness. Just for simple terms, it's called soreness. So I feel like, a lot of coaching trainers feel like that's great. You want to feel the burn, you want to feel good, but times when you go a little too far and you're a little too sore, moving forward. So um, there's small little things that you can do moving forward. So first, let's kind of differentiate between, DOMS and a little soreness. So a little inflammation or a little soreness is not bad, because when you're lifting weights, you're actually like having slight tears in your muscles. So like imagine your muscles like this. As you're working out, you're slightly tearing your muscles. You're making a little room for it, because that's how you get your muscles to grow. And so um, another way for you to fill it in and make it grow is with your diet and what you're eating and the supplements. So that's the first thing we get into, is like making sure that you're eating and recovering the right way by what you're eating. So getting the proteins and the carbs in to make sure you're filling in the gaps of that muscle tear that you have. So if you're tearing your muscles out through this workout, like the gaps that you see, you want to fill it in with the good nutritional food. So specifically your protein, because how you build the muscles, and you want to have your omega-3s. So it can be, fish oils, or eating actual fish like salmon or whatever. You can do things like avocados, spinach, many things like that. But before you go too deep into that, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, so you need to consult one of those people before you start actually taking too much action on this, because you're not going to get me in trouble when I'm telling you I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you a little game to help you out. Anyway, second move you want to do some active recovery. It's been said that we usually think of, I'm sore, whatever, I'm hurting. So the logical thing is to say, hey, I'm going to just relax and not do anything. But it's actually doing more harm than good, because your muscles, need movement. It's like lubrication to move, and it feels good for your body to move. So you can do some type of active recovery after you work out. So let's say you had a heavy squat day. It's best for you that next day to do some very low intensity stuff. It can be biking, swimming, going for a walk the next day, or a light jog. Or if you do want to do some weight room stuff, do a light. So like if you did heavy squat day, the next day do some very lightweight or body weight or whatever, to where you're not putting too much wear and tear on your legs again. Don't do any heavy running or go out and hoop all day, because that's not helping your legs recover a little bit. But just doing something where you get your blood flowing and your muscles staying active, because it helps recover quicker than it would if you're just chilling doing nothing. So third, kind of contradicting myself a little bit with this, but you want to do some passive recovery. But when I say that, I'm not just talking just do nothing. I'm really thinking more about your sleep. So after you get done with your workout, that night or whatever, make sure you get some good resting sleep, because that's, a big hack, if you want to say, for recovery overall. So after gains, after training sessions, after weightliftings, whatever, you want to make sure that you are getting good sleep and recovering that way, because long term, having good sleep affects you mentally, emotionally, and not just physically, and physically too, because overall your body gets to shut down and relax and recover from the day, from everything you did, all the wear and tear you have on it. So if you're building up all these good repetitions of passive recovery and good sleep, long term, are going to play out for you a lot better. You might not feel the effects immediately. Some nights you do, but most nights you probably won't. But the more you add on that good foundation of good sleep, the better it is long term for when you do have a sore days, you do have bad days or whatever, you're still recovering on the back end by having good sleep. And so next, immediately post after, right, like immediately post workout, something I've loved to do and I've implemented maybe the past year or two has been deep breathing and meditating. Um, so it gets your body and your mind in a calmer state quicker. So when you're in your workout, you're in the fight or flight phase. So it's like you're immediately heightening your race, because you just had to be on 10 to get through your workout or whatever. So the easiest way to get your body to recover is to put your mental and your physical space in recovery mode. So when you're working out and going hard, you're fight or flight mode. You want to quickly come down out of fight or flight mode to be in chill mode and recovery mode. So you can do that by meditating, by deep breathing, because when you're you're frantic and you think about when you get nervous or you get mad or something, you're breathing heavy. When you think about the Hulk, like you joke around with somebody, you're breathing heavy. That signals to your brain that you need to ramp up because it's fight or flight mode. I have to either fight or attack something, or I have to get away and secure, flee away from secure, keep myself secure. And so you want to do the opposite of that when you're in recovery mode to calm yourself down and say, hey, we can chill out and relax now. We're done working out. We're done fighting. We're done running away, whatever. We can get into a sympathetic mode or a chill mode to where we can recover now. So immediately after your workout, as soon as you get done, don't go turn on more music or rap music, whatever. Put on some calming, some chill music, whatever gets you to, relaxing, stimulant place. Do that. Some deep breathing. You can look up different meditations, whatever you do. Just being very intentional about your breathing and meditation. Next, what you can do, I know a lot of players love this. You can foam roll, you can massage, and you can, get the Theraguns, whatever. You can, do whatever to physically recover your muscles to get them a little less sore. That'll help a little bit, depending on how much you use it, how frequently you use it, the time of year, whatever. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but those are good tools for you that you can use to get your muscles a little bit different stimulant to where they can come from here to here, just relax a little bit, help you deal with the soreness you're dealing with from that workout. Next is to get your body in a cold tub or icing yourself down. I know a lot of people probably don't love that, but it's a great recovery tool because it gets your muscles just that recovery and juice that it needs so it can get back right. Just a few tips. I wouldn't do any more than 10 minutes maximum doing that. And make sure that you don't do it too much and too often because you don't want to take away from the growth of workout that you just did, especially if you're trying to grow your muscles and get more hypertrophy and everything. You don't want to do too much ice or too much cold baths or anything, or cold showers that'll take away from that growth. Also, I'm glad I said this. Going back to the diet and nutrition part, you don't want to do ibuprofen. Yes, that'll help you with your muscles not feel the soreness, but it's taken away from the growth stimulant that you have. So you basically numb your muscles to where it says we're not going to grow and be more effective like we want to be. So don't do too much icing and too frequent icing, and don't take ibuprofen because it's going to take away from the growth that you want to have if you're in a more of a hypertrophy state during your training and workouts. And also make sure it's not too cold. You don't want to get too cold to where you're damaging your nerves and your skins and everything because you still have a whole human being to care about. So you don't want to go too cold where you're actually doing more harm than good to your body. And also going back to this, like the cold tubs and everything, and the foam roll and everything, and whatever massage device you want to use, whatever device metric you want to use, those are probably best in season because when you have the least amount of time to recover, you want the maximum amount of turnaround for your recovery. So like the passive sleep and the active recovery as far as the body weight workouts and lightweight workouts, the deep breathings, those are really great to use during the off season when you have a lot more time to recover and you have a less demand for you to play immediately. When it's in season, it's best for you to go ahead and get as much turnaround as you can because you play a game Monday or Tuesday, you have another game that Thursday or Friday, whenever, you want that turnaround to recover a lot faster. So it's best to separate those because your body reacts differently, different stimulants. So whatever works best for you, you want to save that during in season. Shout out to Corey Slasher for that one, stole that from him. But you want to make sure that your recovery tool that works the best, you use it when you need it the most. So yeah, that's it. Next you can use is a hot tub, a sauna, a very warm bath, hot towels, whatever, because that gets your muscles to relax now. Because if your muscles are so sore and everything, it gets it to relax and it releases the muscles and loosens them up some. You don't want to have your muscles so tight. You avoid cramps doing that, and you just make sure that your body's in a good state to where your muscles aren't so constricted all the time and so tough and so sore. So yeah, make sure you do very warm baths. Epsom salt is a great tool to use for that one. That shout out. I don't know 100% if that actually works. I might have to do another video on that to see if that works. Lastly, which is most importantly, the best way to recover from DOMS is to not get DOMS in the first place. Meaning, don't go too crazy and too intense with your workouts to where you have to sit here and recover and do all this crazy stuff in the first place. Because like I said in the beginning, we are hoopers, we are athletes, we are performers. when you do things to inhibit or mess up your performance where you can't perform, you're probably not doing the right things. So talk to your coaches, your trainers, whoever, to not make you go that crazy and that intense to where you're just too sore to where you can't move and work out and stuff. It's fine to have that every once in a while because that mindset of being sore, feel like you're working hard, I get it. And then sometimes you do need to beat the body up to, put the armor on, be strong and tough and all that. I get it. But at the same time, there is a place and time for that. But it is more than likely than not that you don't need to have that all the time as frequently as we probably do. So the best way to recover from DOMS is to not get in the first place. To not get in the first place means not to go too crazy and too heavy and too intense with your workouts to where you are having all these issues. So hopefully these, I think it was 8 things. Might have added another one. So these handful of things help you out with your training and recovering from DOMS. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe. Do all the other good stuff that you see people doing their videos. I don't know how to close this out, so that's why I'm closing out here. But appreciate you following, like this video, subscribe, comment what you want to see next from me. I can do a lot more. I can do different, but I can't do any less. That's one thing I can't do. Can't go backwards because progress is the only goal. All right. Appreciate you. See you next video.